Hey guys, it's me. I'm back. I told you I'd be back. So today is Monday. I had my first ketamine, actual ketamine treatment on Saturday. So this is day two afterwards. It's still all pretty fresh and good in my mind, so I feel like I can give you guys a decent review here. Okay, so first of all, I will explain to you just a little bit of how that day went. So my appointment was at 2 p.m. At 1 p.m., I took the generic Zofran that they send you, and I'll show you guys that in a little bit. They're going to send you 6 tablets, individual wrap tablets of generic Zofran, which I said before, if you don't know, is for nausea and vomiting, just to prepare you. Some people might have a weak stomach, you don't want to get sick, so here you go. Take that an hour beforehand. Then at 2 p.m., I jumped into the Zoom meeting with my guide. My guide was very positive. He was very, I don't know how to say it. Like, he was just happy. He was positive. He was very reassuring and comforting, right? And he explained to me what was going to happen. So they're going to explain to you how to take the medication and try to prepare you a little bit for how you're going to feel. Um, and also, then he talked to my husband, who was like my peer monitor. I forget what they call it, but basically they want somebody there with you, just to keep an eye on you, just in case. So he talked to my husband, made sure he understood what his job was to do. All right. Which is basically, they're supposed to really leave you alone for the hour, but check on you every 15 minutes to make sure you're okay. And but very quiet. They're not supposed to like really touch you or move you or make any noises around you, because it's very easy to get pulled out of it. So they're just supposed to gently check on you, make sure you're okay, and leave you alone. And then after an hour, they're supposed to gently wake you up, which my husband did a great job. So shout out to my husband if he ever sees this. He did a great job at waking me up. Very nice and comforting and pleasant way to come out of it. I will say this, he gave me like an extra 15 minutes, which I didn't mind. I really could have laid there probably for another full hour and just like kind of continued this thoughts that were going on in my head. So I'll probably do that next time, let myself lay there longer. I don't know. But it was cool. It was really cool. Um what else do I want to say about what the guide said? Then at whenever I woke up, you're supposed to have 30 minutes between when you wake up and when you get on the Zoom to do your journaling. But like I said, my husband let me lay there for an extra 15 minutes before he woke me up. So I only had like 15 minutes to journal. And I got like a good page and a half in. And then I hopped onto the meeting at 4 p.m. with my guide, with the integration. Okay. And then he asked me, how it was. I said it was great, fantastic. And then he asked me what I saw. And I tried to give him a little bit of the things that I saw. And then they call it integration because they are trying to integrate what this really means, try to help you break down what it could be. It's not a full therapy session at all. So I will say this too. Once you start, at least for me, once I started talking about it and realizing some of the things that I had saw and why I saw them, I got really emotional. So I would say, hey, Mindbloom, if you guys could add an option for picking a therapy session immediately afterwards, like instead of integration, like a full therapy session, a full hour, I'd love that because you're so open at that time and it's all so fresh in your head that I feel like that would be really helpful. For me, I would have really enjoyed that. Somebody to help right away pull some more meaning out of this for me and help guide me in the right steps. But regardless for what it was, the 20, 30 minutes I talked to him afterwards was still really good. And he gave me some tips of how to use some of what I saw going forward. All right. And then he said for neuroplasticity, there's the word. For 3 to 5 days afterwards, you have neuroplasticity. So that's like the actual altering of your brain chemistry, I guess, and the synapses and things like that, like we talked about before. Um, so, you know, when you try to watch like self-help videos, they always say, "Oh, you just have to stop yourself from catch yourself thinking those negative thoughts and replace it with something positive." Congratulations if that works for anybody, but that's never worked for me. I cannot make myself believe something that I don't believe. I don't know how to do that. Like, how do you wake yourself up from the matrix, right? So, so according to him, what he said was that this neuroplasticity actually helps those positive thoughts stick. So that's what he said. When you try to catch yourself, try to multiple times a day, just stop yourself and be like, what am I thinking about? Or if you catch yourself thinking something negative, to replace it with something, try to think of something really happy and really positive for a while. Because that will train your brain, that will help your brain to, I guess, stick to those positive emotions and those positive feelings more. So that's really cool if that's how it works, because like I said, I've tried just, to trick my brain before, but that doesn't work. But if you're tricking your brain and also this medication is helping that trick actually work, then that's great. So we'll see how that goes. So that was it as far as all I can think of as far as the actual treatment and the guide and how that experience went. I don't know if I said this already, but you sit there for 7 minutes with the medication in your mouth. It's pretty gross. They give you a track to listen to that's almost 7 minutes long exactly, so you can time it really good and know when to spit it out. And then you lay down, you put your eye mask on, your headphones on. If you have them, you lay down and just go on your journey. I don't think I missed, hopefully I didn't miss anything else as far as that. Now, I will try to give you a couple examples of the visions and the things I actually experienced. So it's very different from like a mushroom trip. Obviously, you have an eye mask on, you're laying there, you're not seeing visuals, you're not going to see psychedelic things. It's going to be more of like a movie dream in your head. You're going to be watching it, you're going to be in the experience too, but you're also watching it happen. It's very interesting. You're conscious, like it's not like when you're asleep and you're having a real dream, because unless you're a lucid dreamer, you don't know you're dreaming, you're just having the experience. But whenever you take this medication, you know the things that you're seeing and experiencing are because of the medication. You're conscious and clear on all that. So it's not like a regular unconscious dream. You're very aware of what's going on. You remember it as much as you can, and you can take things away from it. So that's really cool. Very, very different than a mushroom experience. Um, Now I want to start with this. If anybody's on the fence, if anybody's, you're obviously watching these videos to try and see if this is something for you. People who've already tried ketamine, I cannot tell you if this experience was any different than a different ketamine experience. But for somebody who's never done ketamine and you're, questioning whether you should do this, if it will help your anxiety, depression, or you just want to have an interesting experience, I 1,000,000,000% recommend it. It was great, totally worth the money. Um, and I cannot wait to keep going with this program. It was fantastic. The things that I did see, these visions or dreams, were very pleasant and empowering and just felt really good. Really good. And I woke up feeling better. I'm still me. I'm not cured. I'm no, whatever. I'm still Victoria, but I feel so much better. I do. I feel happier. I feel more pleasant. I feel like I'm not having as many negative thoughts, and when I do, I'm kind of much easier able to just laugh them off and not let it, they don't feel as hurtful as they did before. Um I could tell that I would like a higher dosage, which the guide said that they're definitely going to do raise my dosage for the next treatment. I would say metaphor wise, I could tell the power was on, but it was like it was dialed to a 3. And I'd really like to crank it up to like a 6 or a 7, and eventually get to a 10. I want to have my mind blown. I want to explore and experience as much as there is to explore and experience in my own head. I want to know myself as much as I can and just gain as much knowledge as I can. So to me, this experience is very fascinating and interesting. So I really can't wait to keep going with this. And to me, it's definitely worth the money. It's definitely all worth it. So if you're wanting to know just the plain simple answer of the review if this is good or not, it's great. I definitely recommend it. Um, so there you go. I've already recommended it to several people in my own personal life, and I would recommend it to everybody. That's just how great it is. I actually have a 12-year-old daughter, and ketamine is not, as far as I could tell, I tried Googling it, it's not approved for, there's no programs or anything like that to get someone under 18 into this kind of treatment plan. But if there was, and I'll keep searching for it a little bit, I would definitely want my daughter to take this medication. That's how much I trust it, and that's how much I believe how powerful and how helpful it is. And I'll explain a little bit more. My daughter struggles very hard with anxiety. She just turned 12, but she's very high strung when it comes to emotions. And amazingly, about a week and a half ago, she actually came to me out of nowhere. We were just kind of sitting there having a talk, and she was like, "You know what I've been thinking about lately? Who am I really? What is it about me that makes me me? Is this really me, or is this just the person that I'm being?" And I was just sitting there like, wow, how are you already thinking this? Like, I'm 33, and I really just only started thinking this stuff within the last several months or year. And you're 12 years old, and you're on the same wavelength as me a little bit already. Like, wow. So that really threw me for a loop. And I wish I could, let her experience something like this. Of course, I won't. I'm not going to do anything unsafe or illegal. It very well may not be available to younger people because their brains are still developing, and since this does affect brain chemistry and stuff like that, it just may not be a good thing for a young person to do. But I'm really not sure. I'm really not sure. But if I could give it to her, I think she would benefit greatly from it. I think everyone would. I'm just using that as an example to show you how much I have faith in this, and that I don't think it's dangerous or crazy at all. Like, it's it's really empowering, and it's really helpful, and it really helps you get a glimpse of yourself. You're very honest when you're there. You can't lie to yourself there. You can't trick yourself there. Sometimes, well, I'll explain to you a little bit more of the things that I saw. So, of course, everyone is going to see different things. You're going to have your own experience whenever you trip out. So, what I experienced is not what you're going to experience. I am really into history, and I love to play like the Assassin's Creed games. So I'm currently playing Valhalla, which is Vikings. Before that, I played Odyssey, which is like ancient Greece and things like that. And literally the day of, a couple hours before I did my treatment, I went to a yard sale and I found and bought this autographed plaque of Lucy Lawless as Xena Warrior Princess. I was like, I'm not gonna buy it. I mean, it's Xena Warrior Princess. I'm gonna put that in my bathroom and come out every day feeling like a badass, right? But I think with the Xena on my mind and how much I love history and all this, a lot of my visions and a lot of my dream like state was history locations. So I like felt like a lot of times I was like in ancient Greece, and I was looking at ancient Greece, but also I was in ancient Greece. Weird, right? So that's what I'm trying to say. It's you're watching it, but you're also in it at the same time. It's really trippy, but really cool. Um, there were no other people, like no other humans in any of my visions, no matter where I was. It was always just me, or me talking to like these goddess like figures, these really like strong queen like Xena looking warrior goddess princesses that I was talking to. Which on one hand I'm like they were separate from me, but also they were me. I was them and they were me, and it's all connected and all that, right? So maybe more like powerful, strong Victoria inside me was talking to little weak, pathetic Victoria. That's how it felt sometimes. Um, and other parts, I was dancing a lot because I guess I must really want to dance. I don't know, but I was dancing a lot, just very free. There was another part where I felt like I was bungee jumping in a way, which normally would scare the crap out of me. I'm terrified of death, so I don't do any like death defying, adrenaline rushing things. That's not me at all. I enjoy being alive. I want to stay alive as long as possible. So I don't do things like that. So the idea of even doing things like that, I'm like, no. But in this dreamlike state, I just remember like falling and flowing through the air and just like screaming out in happiness, like, woohoo, like this is so fun. This feels so good. Like just that freedom. And it was a lot of that. A lot of it was just like me being almost like a kid and just feeling like I wanted to just run and play. There were videos and descriptions that I read of other people having their treatments, and some people said like I saw the universe, I saw the Big Bang happen, I saw the stars, and I was like, that's cool, I want to see that. But when I tried to like push myself that way in the dream, I couldn't even do it. Like I was looking up at the stars, looking at the sky, like contemplating being up there, but then I was like, no, it's dark and huge and scary up there. Like I want to stay here in the warm sunshine and the light, which was, what I was in most of the dreams. It was all very light, happy go lucky, or just light in general sunshine. Like it wasn't much darkness. Literally lights out dark in my visions. It was all very bright and sunny. So that was interesting. I can't really tell you too much because, like I said, everyone's going to have a different experience, and it sounds crazy when you try to explain your experiences to somebody else. But I just wanted to give you a couple examples of things that I saw, and I would just say it's amazing. And I came out feeling like I just watched an amazing movie dream. Also, the guide will tell you this, but I realized it myself as well. It's like you're watching a movie, but at the same time, it's almost like a river. It's flowing. Your train of thought, your visions are just flowing. You really don't have any control over them. It's not like a lucid dream. You can't push yourself one way. If you're seeing something, you can't really stop and focus on that. It will just kind of keep going. And if you try to control it, you're just going to pull yourself out. So just try to let go as much as possible. Try not to get caught up on the details. Um, yeah, just try not to get caught up on the details and things like that because that will pull you out of it as well. Just enjoy and watch this experience that you have. In another way, it's almost like a ride in that way. Like you're not going to be able to stop the roller coaster and be like, oh, look at this view that I'm having right now. I just want to stop and appreciate this. Like, no, it's just going to keep going. You don't have any control. The ride's just going to keep going. So try to remember that. Just be open to it, whether it's the universe or it's God or it's your own mind talking to you, whatever it is that's showing you these things, they're going to show you what you need to see or what you want to see. You're not going to be able to control it, right? So give up that control, just let go, be open, be curious, and just try to enjoy it because it is really enjoyable. Um, Let me show you guys the box that they sent me. Okay, so a couple days before my first treatment, I got this box in the mail. Okay, it comes with a wrist blood pressure cuff. Make sure to charge this before you use it because I know in the directions it said to make sure it worked right away in case you needed a replacement. So I tried to plug it in and use it right away, but it didn't work. And I was like, oh no. But then I came back later and it worked just fine. So it's obviously not pre-charged. You got to charge it. Even though it will come on, you still need to let it charge for a while before you can really use it. And you'll know when it actually works because they'll talk to you and like the machine will talk to you and tell you to sit still, tell you to hold the pressure at the height of your heart, keep your feet on the floor, I think, or something like that. All right, and what else? They give you this notebook for your journaling. You can see I did a little journaling here. Okay. And they do give you a pen with it. I'm not sure where that went right now. They give you this little guidebook. It's pretty handy. It does have some good instructions and tips in there for you. Okay. And then as far as the actual medication goes, they're going to come to you in these little packs like this. Okay, this way. Okay, sorry. So this is the ketamine. This is how it looks like. It's 300 milligrams. It's flavored like chocolate mint. I will tell you the flavor is very unpleasant. Um, you can taste the chocolate, or I could taste the chocolate, but it was like really bitter chocolate, like that really dark chocolate or like baker's chocolate, and nobody really eats. So yeah, but still worth it, right? Right, and then here is the package that the generic Zofran and Centron, or however you say that word, came in. Right, and they're going to send you 6 of these. They send you all of your doses right away for the anti-nausea and vomiting medication, which is what this one is for. The ketamine, they're only going to send you 1 tablet for your first treatment. And then after that, they will probably raise your dose or whatever, but the guide said that they'll send you the remaining tablets after that first treatment, after your first consultation with the doctor again. Once you talk to them, they will send you the remaining tablets. So the remaining 5 tablets for the rest of your treatments. And, oh yeah, this sleeping mask. They sent this sleeping mask. It's very thick and very plush. It's very good quality. It goes all around your eyes. Not like a normal dollar store one. It's much better quality. It blocked out most of the light. I did still put a blanket over my head. All right, sorry about that, guys. I had to stop the video. The monitor kept going off and I lost my train of thought. I was going to say, I put the blanket over my entire body just because I felt a little chilly and I wanted it just completely dark. I know I said I was going to record the session for you guys, but I needed my phone to, listen to the music and things like that they give you. So I didn't have like a webcam or anything like that to record it separately for you guys. But I will say, if I had recorded it, it would have been really boring for you to watch because once I laid down, I didn't move until my husband came to wake me up. I laid there pretty much perfectly still the whole time, the blanket covering my entire body. You wouldn't have been able to see anything anyway, so there was really no point in doing that. Um, it was definitely worth it though. I will also recommend to anybody with Mindbloom to make as many of your appointments as soon as you can because the dates do get booked up. They only have so many guides, so many doctors, things like that. So many appointments available. So try to schedule not only your first consultation, but I'd say your first 2 treatments as well, including the follow-up, the integration, or whatever you have to schedule. But I'd say schedule your consultation and your first 2 treatments right away. Now, they all have to be 7 days apart. So after your first consultation, your first treatment day has to be at least 7 days after that. The same going forward. They're supposed to be like a week apart. So keep that in mind. You won't be able to do it right away when you sign up with Mindbloom. So yeah. Now, I'm not here for Mindbloom, and this is not a promotion or anything like that. This is just a video for people who haven't tried this type of treatment at all before, like myself. Now, if you've already done other types of ketamine treatments, I really can't tell you, offer you any guidance as far as if this is better or worse because I've never done ketamine before this. But for people like me who haven't done ketamine and you're on the fence about this or you're wondering if you should give this a try, I really recommend it for anyone. Like, it's great. I think everyone should try it. Everyone should self-discover their self more, and this is a really great way to do it. Um, yeah, that's about all I can think of right now. You are very emotional afterwards, but not necessarily in a negative way. Just kind of like you're realizing things about yourself that could kind of make you a little bit sad, or you're realizing things that you've been doing, and it can make you kind of sad. I would really love a therapy treatment right away, like I said. Besides that, I think that's all I can think of for you guys. I showed you guys the box, the medication. I told you about the guide and a little bit about the experiences that I had. I don't want to go too much into that part because, like I said, everyone's going to have a different experience. I felt conscious but dreamy, and obviously having these beautiful vision dreams, very empowering. I definitely need a higher dose though, I can tell. Um, but it's definitely worth it. So if you're wondering if that's why you're here, if you just want a yes or no answer, go for it. It's great. It's fantastic. And so, yeah, if you guys have any more questions about this, anything more specific you want to know who's watching, let's try and keep everything positive and happy and just help each other as much as we can. I hope everybody has a great day, and I hope you'll come back and continue to watch me on my Mindbloom ketamine treatment experience. Now, have a good day. Bye.